I'm going to try really hard not to swear when I go over these. With soft tissue, self-myofascial release techniques. Just real quick, we want to simplify this and not make it an overexpensive thing. PVC roller. Okay? People, clients come into my gym all the time, constantly ask me, "Oh, where do you get this foam roller?" We call them a foam roller. It's a piece of PVC pipe, pocket tape one. Go to the hardware store. It's like $5 and a roll out, and it'll last forever. Traditional foam roller. It's made of foam. It's no guide. Right? You know what I use that for? Napping in my office when no one's around. Sarah, my wife put her grandma on that, her 83-year-old grandma, and she said it's too soft. It's not too good. So we use the PVC. Nice and firm. I've got a few other toys here. I'm going to get into them in just a second. Just real quick. Okay. Without making this an absolute super long project, I like to jump on the foam. I keep on the foam, I keep throwing. And I go across the upper back, big hug, pull the straps out of the way. I just start up the middle, and I look around for where it feels like crap, and where I'm getting some, nasty spots that hurt a little bit. About 20 passes, inside and out, working around. I like to get up onto the bottom of my traps a little bit. And I know a lot of people don't recommend it. A lot of other coaches will say don't do it, but I do creep into my low back just a little bit.
Guys, just a note here, the foam roller for guys like Paul, if you have pretty significant muscle on your back and in your erectors and stuff, he's going to be a little bit safer in the low back area. If you're somewhere that's kind of less heavily muscled there, I'd recommend just make sure you're rolling off to the side so you're not rolling directly on your spine.
Actually, I think I like it a lot better if Jordan narrates. You just keep going there, please.
Okay, Paul's going to keep going here. Okay, next it looks like he's hitting the outside of his quads, IT band, TFL. Okay, and you'll notice that he's doing some long strokes and some shorter strokes with it. It's not super scientific. Do a couple long strokes up and down. When you find a hot spot or a spot that's super tender, some short passes around that area. And you'll also notice that he's rolling perpendicular to the tissue fibers right now. The tissue fibers run up and down his leg, kind of along the line of the shorts there. And he's rolling up and down them at some times and then perpendicular at other times. And what that's doing is just sandwiching the tissues between the PVC and his femur and really breaking up those adhesions and breaking up some scar tissue. Right now he's focusing on a little bit of the kind of lateral hamstring and outside of the leg, just above the knee. Paul's had some knee pain in the past, that's what he's probably trying to focus on there. Right now, men especially, be careful with this one. You'll see he's trying to get the inside of the leg and rolling up the adductors. I know this is an area for me and for a lot of other people that gets like super fibrotic and very, very cord-like inside your groin, right down to the outside of your knee. So it's an area that's important to kind of alleviate some pressure there. Paul wanted me to narrate because you see he's in a bit of pain there. And that's mostly what we cover with the PVC, and now Paul's going to grab some other tools and hit some other areas of his body.
The peanut, I don't know who invented it, but we learned about it from K-Star. 2 lacrosse balls taped together. Fantastic because the little gap is a perfect space for your spine. And I usually use it for my extensions. You just get it in right in the middle, kind of under the scaps, hips on the floor. And it's like a $10 chiropractic adjustment. A little bit of T-spine extension off of it, roll around on it. It's got a few other uses. It's good to stick in like in the hips a bit as well. Ooh, it's pretty ferocious up in there, but the real go-to is the relaxed ball. Excellent for digging in to rib 1 and 2, working all over pieces. I don't know if you guys can see that, but kind of just in and around the inside of the scaps. Just jam it in there and dig. Get my hips up off the floor so I can put some force into it. If you're a first timer, you're probably not going to get your hips up off the floor. You probably have tears in your eyes and you're trying really hard not to vomit on the floor. And then probably the most common one from way back when, I remember the video quite vividly. It was Joe DeFranco sitting in his living room in the morning on the hardwood floor, and his face was probably going to look something like mine's about to look like. He'd stick it up in piriformis and roll back up into the hip,
This is going to be a real moneymaker for people with back pain and knee pain for that matter, and it's going to loosen up kind of everything in and around the glutes. I know people want to say it's focusing on the piriformis, but you can really target any of the tissues you want. For this one, what I like to do is kind of think about it, I call it your butt bone. Think about where your femur comes up and attaches into your pelvis, right where you sit on. You want to kind of roll back and forth, sideways, over that spot 5 or 10 times, up and down, and then diagonally, and then go looking for spots that hurt, and just pause on them for 5 or 10 seconds and oscillate around. Okay, good stuff.